Welcome everyone. This is a lesson on creating a part for your using Inventor here. And the first thing we need to do before we start anything is we need to create a folder here whenever we're starting a new project or an assignment here. So we're gonna go to our desktop and create new folder, and we're gonna create a new folder called new uh, modeling file. Okay, so once you have created a folder, you're gonna basically save everything into this folder with any assignment related to this project. So after opening up an inventor, we're gonna create a project file. So click on project and click on new, and you're gonna choose a single user here and click on next, and find the folder that we just created on your desktop. Uh, called new inventor model. And please name your file accordingly. So this will be model number 1, or uh, you could put activity, whatever activity it might correspond to. Okay, so once you have decided the name, we're going to click on finish, and your check mark should be under your project now. So today we're going to model this uh, less activity here. So what we have is that first up, we're going to open up our inventor, and this is the first model that we're going to create. All right, so there's two ways to create a model. First way is to additive property or subtractive property. Additive property will add materials that will create the model, or we could use the subtractive property, which will take away parts. So the overall dimension of this object is 4.0. The width is 4.0. And the height is 1.5 plus 1, which gives us an overall height of 2.5. So we're going to first create a rectangle here. So we're going to click on New Sketch, and we're going to choose a plane. It doesn't matter which plane you start from. And we're going to create this rectangular piece has an overall dimension width of 4. And clicking on tab will change the dimension and the height of 2.5. So here's our rectangular piece, and we're going to click on finish sketch. So currently it's only a 2D model here. So we're going to extrude it out to a 3D. So we're going to add in the depth now by extruding. So we're going to add property so we could extrude in to the left, to the right, or symmetrically through the center of the piece. And the overall depth that we have for this model is located there, which is equivalent to 2.5. So we will choose the extrusion, and by selecting the extrusion depth, we're going to choose 2.5. So there's our first rectangular piece. So that was the additive property. Now, to complete this figure, what we need to do is we need to cut out the side as well as the center part of it. So we're going to use the subtractive property to take away those parts. So we're going to create a new sketch on the face of the rectangle. And once again, I'm going to choose the rectangular tool there. And I'm going to go to the corner and drag a rectangle. And this rectangle is 1 by 1 inch. So width of 1, height of 1. And I'm going to finish the sketch there. And once again, we could use the extrusion, but instead of adding, we're going to remove the property. All right, so we have taken away the uh, one corner of it, and we're going to do the same thing on the other corner. We're going to create a new sketch there, and once again, we're going to add in choose the rectangular property tool, and drag our rectangle, which is 1 by 1. Finish your sketch. Always finish your sketch before you want to create a extrusion or any 3D modeling. So here's a different option of way we could cut. We could cut all of it to a particular distance and so on. All right, so the last thing we need to cut out is the center piece here, which is it has a width height of 1.5, and the width is 3 meters, 3 inches long. So I'm going to start from the corner and place my rectangular piece 0.5 and 0 in the coordinate, and I'm going to create a box that's 3 meters wide and 0.5 meters high. Once I have my box, I'm going to finish the sketch, and I'm going to cut all to get rid of the center piece there. Alright, we're almost done with this figure here. So the last thing we need to create is the shelf that's at the end of this piece. So that shelf has a width of 1.5 and 0.25 and a depth of 0.75. And its location is 0.75 from the top of the second tier there, and it's 0.5 depth scooted over. So I'm going to create a sketch there, and if you look at the figure, you can't really tell the difference where the tiers are ending, but we have the first and the second tier located there. So what we could do is we could use a feature called project geometry. Project geometry will show you where that particular figure ends. So we're going to start from the corner there, and we're going to move 0.5 in the x direction, and we're going to move sorry, 0.5 in the x direction and 0.75 in the y direction, and the box has a overall dimension of 1.5 and 0.25. Alright, so once we have created our box here, we're going to finish our sketch and extrude it the depth of 0.75. Yeah, so it's always good to have your handout in front of you because, you might forget exactly how much to extrude. And so if you have your sketches, that it's good idea to put all your dimension on your sketches so that you could use your sketch to create the figure. Alright, so I'm going to extrude it out to the depth of 0.75. And that should be it for our figure there. Alright, so this is just a quick lesson on additive property and the subtractive property. And You could always create a figure by taking pieces away or just creating a piece by starting from new with a new piece. So we're done with number 1. Go ahead and get started on creating figure 2, 3, as well as figure number 4. All right, good luck, guys.